Please call Marty.
My fondest memory of Marty has always been how much he cared about everybody. He was always like the mother. We'd go to a boat show and it would be Halloween night and everybody's getting drunk. My whole crew, his best friend, Randy, we called him Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
And I'll never forget the time one of my employees got so drunk. Marty, I think Joe helped him carry him up to the room, and Marty tried to grab the phone, and he calls me at 2 a.m, wakes me up to tell me what a great time he had, you know. So here I am thinking, oh my God, and Marty grabs the phone. I'm so sorry. All Marty can do the next day was apologize to me for letting a few of my employees get a little too drunk. And he felt so bad. I mean, the next day I'm so sorry, boss. I'm so sorry that I let them. And he always felt like he had to take care of everybody.
I'll never forget the day that I met Marty. I was at the Palm Beach Boat Show, and I was looking for Bill Golden. I went to the boat show booth, and Marty was there alone, and I asked where Bill was, and he said, well, who are you? And I told him who I was and that we had a project coming up and I needed to talk to Bill. And I asked for Bill's cell phone, and he really wouldn't give it to me. He was reluctant. He said that he would take my number and have Bill call me. And so we kind of, bumped heads a little bit. He's quite a tiger, I walked away thinking. After Bill and I formed Golden Marine Systems and I came to work for Golden, Marty came over to my office and he actually brought me this little thing here and wished me, good luck. I was really amazed by it. I, to this day, don't know what it is, but I certainly cherish it and it will always stay here with me. And I really miss Marty.
I'd love to know what he was singing in karaoke.
His heart is into it. His eyes are closed.
Get ready for a boat show. Marty I used to just give him shit all the time. The boat show started on Thursday and he would get a flight on Sunday.
Right.
It's like, Marty, why? Well, I got to get there. I got to set everything up. I got to make sure everything's all right. Got to do this, got to do that.
One thing he did while we were small, before we got big, he would make it a point every morning to walk through that shop and shake everybody's hand and say good morning to every single individual that was in that shop.
Always special to
Yeah,
people here.
That's how you got to know everybody.
When Marty would make a mistake on a green sheet, I would go over there and ask him, what's up with this or what have you. And he goes, you know what you're supposed to do. That was the saying with me and Marty. You know.
I remember one time he was leaving out of the office and I was always kidding him because it's like 4 o'clock. I'm like, where are you going now? And he's like, well, I'm going home. I got in here at 7. And I said, all right. He said, stop harassing me, right? And he got to the car and I'm waiting outside and I see him drive by and his hatch to his truck is wide open and he doesn't even know. And I called him up. I said, Marty, what do you want now? You've been harassing me. I said, your trunk is wide open. Oh, that's what all the noise is. He's drunk.
When they started changing these cars over to the push button start,
Uh-huh.
he bought that first little Mazda,
Uh-huh.
and they're quiet as them little cars. You can't even hear them run. And he came into work and left his car running, and his car sat out there and ran all day.
Oh no!
A full 8 hours. It ran all day.
Oh, no.
He didn't even know it was running. And he forgot to shut it off when he got out.
Yeah, and whenever I had JJ, remember JJ would come in and I don't know what the attraction, but Marty's smile or whatever it was, JJ would come in, and he was just like a magnet to Marty.
Yeah,
And
he was
he would
attracted to
crawl
Marty.
around Marty's desk, and Marty would put stuff up. So JJ really loved Marty.
He did.
Yeah. Marty kind of took him on as a,
He did,
a
as a
grandson.
grandson
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah,
and-
he did. 'Cause,
well, of
yeah,
course, he loved Amber so much too.
Yeah.
I've known Marty for over 20 years. I moved down here like 20 years ago, and I worked for Quality Boat Lifts, and I met Marty over there, and he's always been like one of my favorite people, just an all-around nice guy, you know. I used to joke around with him when he'd come over and talk to me and Johnny, and I always referred to him as the godfather of Golden Boat Lifts.
There's 5 things I can remember Marty being most prominent for. Number 1, he loved family. And that was first and foremost to him, his wife and daughter.
Yeah.
And number 2, he loved work.
He did.
Number 3, he loved the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay, there you go.
Number 4, he loved Jeff Gordon.
There you go. That's for
And
sure.
Number
There was
5,
an unusual relationship there.
there was a number 5, he was very patriotic.
There you go.
100%.
Yeah, he
Loved
is.
the country.
Flag in that front yard at all times, salute the
Absolutely
service.
right. You're right.
To have the flag in the front yard, I can never forget that day that he and I both bought the flag. Maybe I bought the flag for him, but he put his up, I put mine
You
up
got
that
it.
weekend, and he had pictures of it. He was so
Yeah.
proud.
We were at my parents' house and had Brian over and a couple other guys and say he never played Texas Hold'em before, and then he took everybody's money. Everybody's money. Yeah.
And right when we started giving the money back, he had to go home. Time to go.
He had to poop.
He had to poop.
The other thing,
Yeah,
I think
his
Marty,
dogs, that's
I think he
right.
played us a lot because he would like play Mr. Grump, right? He'd be
Yeah.
grumpy sometimes. Then that sucker, you'd turn around, he'd be cracking a smile. He'd be like, "Are you really grumpy, or are you just busting our chops being grumpy?" Am I right or what about Ken? Is that not the way he was? He would just
Exactly.
pick on us,
He
and he would play us, and then all of a sudden he'd turn around and
He
smile.
wasn't really grumpy or grouchy.
He'd play us.
He just was playing you. Yeah, he knew what he was doing. Sure. Master manipulator. If you needed something, you had your faucet broke in your house. Marty, who's the guy? Who's the guy? I got a guy. He does a really good job, but he's really less, not too expensive. Or Marty, I got a leak in my pool. I got the guy. Here, call this guy. He knew everybody
Yeah.
that would do stuff at a fair price. He could, you always go to Marty and I got a guy. I got a guy.
You got a guy.
I think that's a salesman,
Yeah.
Marty, where he could
Got a
talk
guy.
somebody down, and he'd give a little twinkle in his eye, and a little tooth would twinkle, and they would just cut him a deal. He'd be like, "Oh, it's a guy to go to."
Yeah, call him. Call this guy.
Speaking of teeth, that's a funny one. I can remember Marty getting his own
Oh.
office, getting very comfortable and taking his dentures out all
Yeah.
the time and walking around the corner. If he saw you coming, he'd be like, turn right back around if you had that
The
smile
dentures
going.
in.
As soon as you were going, back to being
That's why he liked the Eddie Brower shirts, because it had the zipper, and he'd slide
You can
right
hide
the
'em.
zipper, and he'd zip it
Yep.
like this, and you'd be, how did he get it in so quick? And we'd be in a restaurant, and the food was coming, and he would, and I'd be like, oh man.
Yeah.
He was quick at that, he sure was.
We were over at Albert's for a holiday. I don't even, what holiday was it?
It was Easter.
It was Easter.
Easter.
And Marty and Julie were there, and Raleigh and Lori were there, and we were playing. We always played cornhole at Albert's house, always. Well, I didn't have a partner because like Tom and Mary weren't there. I don't know what they were doing or whatever. And Bradley wasn't there. So I asked Marty to come out and play cornhole with us. And he's like, "I'm not playing those childish games." I was like, "No, come out and play cornhole, man. It'll be a good time." So we ended up talking him into it. And finally, when he got out there, he kind of was not that great at it first, but he got better and better, very competitive. And him and I ended up just playing Albert and his dad and beating him pretty good. And then Marty started kind of like stinking again. And he runs in the house and we're like, "What's he doing?" He comes out with a paper towel. He takes his teeth out and wraps them up in a paper towel and leaves them on the table on the lanai. He says, "All right, let's go." And he just smoked them.
My favorite memory of Marty is putting you to sleep when I used to bring you into work for a nap. He was very, very proud of that. What's your favorite memory of Uncle Marty?
My favorite memory of Uncle Marty is we used to sit on the couch and we would grab a jar of candy and just eat it. We would almost eat the whole thing. Watch TV and yeah.
But the thing you would always remember about Marty, if you needed a mint or a gum or something like that, he just reached down in his pocket, handful of Tic Tacs and lint. Now here you go.
Marty always wore khaki slacks. Look, these pictures are from 35, 40 years ago. He's still wearing khaki
Every
slacks.
picture he's got khaki slacks.
Khaki slacks. Khaki was his color. That's for sure.
I can remember back in the day when we were still relatively small, but very, very busy. But during the order entry process and it being in the weeds as we grew, Marty would make it a point, I'd step out for lunch and Marty would turn in some orders and I would kind of, there'd be so many in my basket, the best thing I could do was sort of my priority, what they were going out here. And get everything all sorted out, laid out, ready to roll, start rocking and rolling, step out for lunch, come back, and all of a sudden I'd be going through my basket going,
And
how did all of Marty's
Ocean City's
orders-
on the very
I turned
top.
all his orders into the top of this pile. I had all
Yeah.
these sorted out. And then I'd take a peek around the corner and he'd be like, oh, just sitting back. I didn't do it. But no, he was sick about that.
He did the same thing to you.
Oh
didn't he?
yeah, same thing with me
Yeah.
because he's like, oh, why are all these people in front of me? I had them in first. I'm like, Marty, I'm doing it in order of priority. I'll get it in by the end of the day. Some things need to go out in a couple of hours and some the next week.
He would always do that. He would call me up and say, everything good, Marty? Well, Bill Golden, I need to get Ocean City out a little sooner. You think you could do something for me? And then I go and I ask him, well, he just put the orders in last week. We got stuff that's a month ahead of him. But he really always pushed for his customer. If they needed something, he would do anything he could here. Then he would call me and twist my arm. So his caring went a long way, especially with his customers. And I want all his customers to know that we'll continue that.
They were his
equal
family.
caring.
Absolutely.
They were his family, now you're our family, so you're gonna have to adopt a few uncles and aunts and cousins or whatever.
That's
But
why he came to work every day.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to do.
Yes, it was